The UK Labour Party is in the fight for survival, with its popularity plummeting in the 1 year since it took power. Instead, Reform UK, led by Brexit campaigner Nigel Farage, is the electorate's top choice, with over 30% support.
The rise of Reform marks a historic shift in the battle lines of British politics, with immigration the new battleground. Stuart Smith filed this report for CNA from London.
Less than 18 months into government, and with the next general election potentially years away, polls suggest Prime Minister Keir Starmer's administration is swiftly losing ground. A perceived failure to tackle voters' top issues appears to be the cause.
The public are telling us their three key priorities are the economy, immigration and healthcare. And they are feeling that the Conservatives didn't deliver on those, and they're probably beginning to feel that Labour haven't delivered on those either. So they're looking for other answers at the moment.
For an increasing number of voters, the answers lie with Reform UK. Founded in its current form in 2021, Reform brands itself as an alternative to the traditional parties and is particularly focused on anti-immigration.
At the Global Progress Action Summit in London, campaigners and politicians of the centre-left met to brainstorm how to counter their political rivals and how to make the case for progressive politics.
There we met a political advisor to former Labour Prime Minister Tony Blair, who says this government is on the right path, it just needs to pick up the pace and get better at differentiating itself from Reform on issues popular with the electorate.
Trying to sort out a way in which you have 3 or 4 issues in which the Labour Party says, this government's done these things, Nigel Farage and Reform are opposed to them. If you like these, stay with the Labour Party, stay with the Labour government.
Mr McTernan suggests the government's strong support for Ukraine, commitment to combating climate change, and the introduction of digital ID cards to tackle illegal migration could be some of Labour's policy hallmarks. Although, in what's been dubbed the reverse Midas touch, support for digital IDs plummeted after Keir Starmer announced his intention to introduce them. And so, without any noticeable progress on the economy, healthcare or immigration, the Prime Minister is trying to take on Nigel Farage by branding Labour the party of inclusion and Reform the party of division.
If you say or imply that people cannot be English or British because of the colour of their skin, that mixed heritage families owe you an explanation, that people who've lived here for generations, raised their children here, built their lives here, working in our schools, our hospitals, running businesses, are our neighbours. If you say they should now be deported, then mark my words, we will fight you with everything we have, because you are the enemy of national renewal.
Nigel Farage has dismissed these claims as political rhetoric.
This is a desperate last throw of the dice from a Prime Minister who's in deep trouble, a Prime Minister who can't even command the support of half of his own party. But I'm sorry to say, I now believe that he is unfit to be the Prime Minister of our country.
Reform has only 5 lawmakers in a national parliament of 650 and just 4% of the country's local councillors. With the next national election due at the latest in 2029, analysts say predictions of Reform leading the next government might be premature.
They're a new young party and they have yet to be tested over the long term. Labour might recover, they might start delivering on the issues that count for the British public, or things might remain the same or get worse for Labour. We just don't know.
And what of the Conservative Party, most recently in power for 14 years, but now relegated to the sidelines with repeated defections to Reform? At the Tory party conference, leader Kemi Badenoch declared a hard stance on migration, proposing a new deportation force to deport thousands of illegal immigrants each year. It's not just an attempt to persuade members it has the best shot at power, but that it's still politically relevant at all. For CNA, I'm Stuart Smith in London.